We are now going to talk about chapter 6, which happens to contain only one regulation. So chapter 6 is procurement and private sector engagement. And this is of utmost importance to legal tech startups. Legal tech startups as well as those startups that are working with judiciary at any level. So engagement of regulation 6, engagement of private entities. No private entity, vendor or third party service provider shall undertake, participate in or provide any service in connection with any an AI system deployed in court processes without the prior written approval of appropriate authority. Right? So every private entity requires the prior written approval of appropriate authority. Okay, so one cannot just directly go and seek the approval of the concerned officer. No, it has to be from the appropriate authority now. Now, all proposals for engagement of private entities, in case of states, it is the AI committee of the high courts, and in case of the Supreme Court, it is the Supreme Court's AI committee. Okay, so the engagement of private entities is channelized in a particular way now. All proposals for engagement of private entities in connection with AI systems shall prior to the approval, okay, by appropriate authority be subject to a comprehensive evaluation covering technical capability, legal compliance, ethical standards, data security practices, and financial standing. Okay. So before one can even engage with judiciary or courts formally, right, before even that, prior to approval, the authority, by the appropriate authority, be subject to comprehensive evaluation covering technical capability, legal compliance, ethical standards, security practices, and financial standing, data security practices basically, and financial standing. The procurement of AI systems and related services shall, subject to ensuring transparency, competition, value for public resources, and compliance with applicable procurement law and financial regulations, be governed by such procedures as the Chief Justice may determine. So the procurement of AI systems will also have a procedure now. All agreements entered into with private entities for AI related services, so all these things are specific to AI related services, shall include mandatory provisions governing who owns, right, the ownership of and the access rights to code data and AI outputs. Now, here I have some comments. So for example, let's say, how do chatbots engage with the code? So for example, let's say we are talking about ChatGPT kind of system. Now the ownership, so if ChatGPT is the AI, right? ChatGPT is being used by the employees of the court, judicial officers, court officers, right? So can I not use ChatGPT at all? Because otherwise I'm engaging the services of a private entity without going through this path. So all agreements entered into with private entities for AI related services. So in case it is ChatGPT related services now, shall include mandatory provisions governing ownership of and access rights to code data and AI outputs. So who owns and the access rights to code data and AI outputs? So I don't know, this is a gray area here, and the regulations, they don't answer it. So will the employees be allowed to use ChatGPT only after the AI committees have a formal arrangement with OpenAI, or will they be able to use ChatGPT without any such engagement? I don't know. The prohibition on use of sensitive judicial data or court data for the purpose beyond the scope of engagement, right? So beyond the scope of engagement, so it's not that, you know, this data is collected by some startup who is working with judiciary and then starts making some other product and sells it to someone else. This is not allowed, that is prohibited for any purpose beyond the scope of the engagement. Full compliance with these regulations and all applicable laws. Okay. Obligations of disclosure, incident reporting, and cooperation with audits. So whosoever the private entity engages will be obliged for disclosure. If any AI incident happens, then reporting of that, and cooperation with AI audits. Okay. The right of the AI Secretariat. The right of the AI Secretariat to audit, inspect the relevant AI system and its underlying data. Consequences of breach, including suspension or termination of the engagement and liability for harm. Source and model transparency. Source and model transparency now. Okay. See, these things are heavy things because ChatGPT is a closed system. We don't know its model anymore. We don't know the architecture of ChatGPT beyond ChatGPT, I mean beyond GPT-3. So source and model transparency, including the complete technical documentation of the architecture and training data of the AI system. Now, AI companies are very much reluctant to share the training data. So I'm not sure if where do these kind of applications will fall in. Right, because court officers, if they are using ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is a private entity that is engaging with the court processes, I don't know how is this working out. There is some gap here. Explainability documentation of all high risk tools. Okay, we have seen that explainability is difficult for today's systems, today's powerful systems. So for all high risk AI tools, or as I always do, systems. Okay. So I mean, when I'm crossing, I'm just saying that it is my opinion. It is not reflected in the regulations. Mandatory indemnity clauses protecting the code from liability for harms caused by defects in vendor supplied AI system. So there should be some kind of indemnity clauses. Okay, that if something goes wrong because of the vendor supplied AI system, then court will not be held responsible for anything because it is the mistake made by the vendor supplied AI system. So it is the vendor who supplied that AI to the court shall be held responsible, not the court. on-premise or sovereign cloud deployment requirements for AI systems processing sensitive judicial data. Now again, on-premise is fine, but sovereign cloud deployment, sovereign deployment has been a a reason for hot debate in EU, for example, for last 1 or 2 years. What do you mean by sovereign cloud deployment? Because all the cloud companies, they belong to US. If companies don't belong, then the hardware, the GPUs, the whole infrastructure belongs to the US companies or outside companies. So as such, what do we exactly mean by sovereign cloud deployment requirements? That also has to be clearly mentioned. What do we mean by sovereign here? Explicit prohibition on retraining, fine-tuning or modification of AI models using code data without the express written approval of the AI committee. This is fine. Clear contractual allocation of liability between the court and the vendor in the event of, so clear contractual allocation of liability between the court and the vendor in the event of AI related incidents, data breaches or harms to litigants or third parties. So we were talking about that all agreements entered into the private entities for AI related services shall include mandatory provisions. Okay, so the court should include all these provisions in their agreement or contract. Engagement of private entities, we come to clause 5. All AI systems supplied, operated or maintained by private entities shall be subject to continuous monitoring and periodic audits by the AI Secretariat during the duration of the engagement as provided in Regulation 38. So this is AI audits. Any data breach, security incident or AI incident involving an AI system provided or maintained by a private entity shall be reported by such entity to the appropriate authority without delay, and non-compliance of such reporting or with any other material condition of engagement may result in the suspension or termination of the agreement, and such further consequences as per appropriate authority may direct. So any data breach. Data breach means, let's say there is a server of this particular company that has stored a lot of data related to courts, let's say sensitive judicial data and other data. So if this data gets leaked, if somebody is able to break into the system and steals the data, that is data breach. Security incident or AI incident, right? So somebody is able to breach, just breach is security incident. Data breach is data is also gone. Security incident is somebody is able to access, for example. Or AI incident, we have talked about earlier what AI incidents are. Involving an AI system provided or maintained by a private entity. So if any of these events happen, shall be reported by such entity to the appropriate authority without any delay, and non-compliance of such reporting or with any other material condition of engagement may result in the suspension or termination of the engagement, and such further consequences are the appropriate authority may direct. So data breach, security incident and AI incident, they have to be taken very seriously in today's world. The AI Secretariat shall be empowered to grant expedited approval within 30 days for an AI tool or system that is used exclusively for administrative purposes, not involving personal data of parties, does not affect adjudicatory functions, and is functionally similar to a tool already approved by the appropriate authority. Now, if you see, a similar clause was also there in the powers of AI Secretariat. that we have seen in regulation 34(4) of these regulations. Okay. The AI Secretariat shall maintain a register of all tools approved under sub-regulation 7. Where AI tools are developed using code data or code resources, the appropriate authority shall ensure that the code retains ownership of or a perpetual royalty-free license to the resulting tool and its outputs. No private entity shall claim exclusive intellectual property rights over tools developed primarily using judicial data or public resources. So all this says is, if this is done, then no private entity shall claim exclusive property rights over it. Thank you so much.